Radley, in your experience, as you've watched this, is this an utter change from the way, like, are we talking about something that has nothing to do with policing, that has nothing to do with even the complaints that we might have about militarization? Are we in a whole different Minority Report kind of world here?
I mean, I think we are. I mean, one of the things that really struck me before Renee Good, there was a man in Chicago who was killed in a remarkably similar situation. He had just dropped his kid off at school. They rushed his car. He tried to get away, and they shot and killed him and claimed that he had tried to run them over. He was clearly fleeing.
Right.
He happened to be an undocumented Mexican immigrant, and so he didn't, you didn't see the kind of swell of support and sympathy. But what really struck me was the press release that DHS put out right afterward. And I've written about so many, police shootings over the years, and I've had lots of critiques of the way that the police departments, they use what I've come to call the exonerative tense, right? Which is like a gun was fired and a bullet struck a person, not a cop killed someone. You can criticize the bias in the police investigations, internal affairs, but at least those press releases over the years have said, we promise a fair and thorough investigation, right? At least there was some solemnity for the fact that someone lost their life, right? And what we've seen from this administration after these killings is just jubilation and joy. And they describe the guy in Chicago, they described him as a criminal illegal alien. They don't refer to him as a person. I think they used his name once in the entire press release. And there's no pretense of a fair investigation. I mean, it is almost the way that they describe the people, the way that they instantly pass judgment. They're sabotaging their own investigation before it gets started, but that's because they never intended to conduct one anyway.
Right. Well, they're conducting the investigation themselves. That was my favorite thing was, it was very clear that all of the visual evidence showed that the narrative that Homeland Security was putting out was utterly false. And so the question was, well, who's going to investigate this? And they're like, oh, we'll do it. The whole point was like, oh, okay, OJ. Well, I hope you find the real killer, because it sounds like a very fair.
Well, it's what scholars who study authoritarianism call performative lying, right? This isn't lying to cover something up or to get away with something. This is when you lie in a way that everyone knows you're lying, it's a projection of power. You're saying we can get away with whatever we want.